Welcome to the Mission-Led Mama podcast, where motherhood becomes a spiritual initiation and your mission is the medicine the world's been waiting for. I'm your host, Natalie Kataya, devoted mama, light language queen, and multi-seven-figure entrepreneur, here to guide you through the wild, the beautiful dance of raising babies while birthing empires. In this space, there's nothing off the table. The tears, the triumphs, the quantum leaps, and the late nights of wondering who you're becoming. As we dive deep into the divine feminine as business, as sacred service, spiritual expansion, conscious partnership, and leading with love. This isn't just a podcast. It's a remembrance, a recalibration, a homecoming for women who knew they came here to change the world and tuck their babies into bed. Welcome home, Mission-Led Mama. Welcome back to another Mission-Led podcast with your host, Natalie Kataya. Hello, my beautiful babes. Welcome to another episode. Today's podcast is going to be all about the fact that the universe is your mirror. Perception is projection. We're going to go really deep into this concept. I really want to tell you about how this has helped me in my life and how it has made me a successful businesswoman, but also a really great partner. And I still get triggered as fuck. So I want to tell you the ins and outs of my life. I want to tell you the ins and outs of my triggers. And I want to be able to help you implement this into your life so that you're like, the universe is working with me and through me and for me, versus what the fuck, universe, I hate you, right? So my beautiful babes, the reason I'm actually bringing this podcast to you is my beautiful employee before said to me, Nat, you've helped me so much. One of the best things you have ever taught me is all about the fact that the universe is your reflection. And I was like, cool, babe. And then she explained this whole entire thing to me and I was like, oh my God, I'm so grateful that I helped you do that. Then I was like, fuck, I should do a podcast about this. She's like, fuck yeah. And I'm like, fuck yeah. So now here I am telling you all about this. So babes, let's get into it. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to a direct reflection of ourselves. Carl Jung says this a lot. Now, in our industry, in the coaching world, in NLP language, we call this perception as projection. And when we break that down, what this means is when you are perceiving a reality or when you are living your life, going through your day-to-day life, living your life, when you perceive something, that is actually a projection of your internal dialogue. So your inner thoughts reflect your external thoughts. Does that make sense? And so I want to break this down even further and give you an example. So recently there is someone in my life that has been fully showing up in her victim. And when I say this, I mean like her business, her relationships, the way she shows up for events, the way she's like everything in her life, like every little piece, every layer, every thread is always victimized. Now, she probably has no idea that she's in her victim. And I am getting the projection back that she's in her victim. And what's happening is I'm getting triggered on her victim. Now, this is a part of me that I have not healed. Well, actually, here's the real truth. I've done so much fucking work on my victim. Oh my God, I've done so much work on my victim. However, this little bitch keeps resurfacing, right? And so I know those of you who have healed, you keep getting that fucking next level, same deal, that sort of thing. It's like this victim is here for me to A, love her deeper, B, actually integrate her at this next level, and C, she is here for me to have this most beautiful reconnection with her. Because really, my beautiful friend is projecting this back to me because it's a part of me. So perception is a projection. She's projecting back to me that I am in my victim. And so it's very interesting. This last couple of weeks, I've been so incredibly sick. Like, you know, I'm now 18 weeks pregnant. I feel so pregnant. I am still waking up fucking 10 times a night with Godwin. And I feel like I'm in the fucking trenches. Like, even to get on a podcast right now, it felt like such hard work. However, if I'm actually honest about what's going on, what the universe is reflecting back to me, is I'm so in my victim that of course I'm sick. And so I've been trying to fucking decode all week. Like, how am I sick again? What is going on with me to make me sick? And there's this really fucking cool thing called German New Medicine, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. So you guys can go onto ChatGPT and type in German New Medicine, a right-handed or left-handed woman or man. This is the symptoms. So for those of you who have any sort of sicknesses or illnesses, what happens is your metaphysical link will play out. So for instance, me having sickness is actually because I can't digest something in my reality. And what I'm really struggling with at the moment, guys, is the fact that I want to be a mission-led mama, and I also want to be a present mama, which is actually why I created this podcast. So the whole thing loops together as a story. Is that one thing that I'm finding it really hard to digest right now is like, I'm going to have 2 babies soon and I still want to run 2 companies, if not 3 companies or 4 companies. I'm so ambitious. Can I do everything? And it's like this, I feel like I'm always getting kind of torn in 2 or torn in actually 10 places. Mamas, I know you get it. And so for me, what's been happening lately is like, I just keep getting put back into my victim of like, oh my God, I'm sick again. Oh my God, I'm here again. Oh my God. And then the day just kind of, all these bad things keep happening. And it's like, I never have really, well, for the last 5 years, I haven't lived in a reality like this. I was able to manifest so quickly and raise my vibration. And I felt like I could manifest at such a quantum speed all the time versus right now, what I'm really getting stuck into all the time is like, oh my God, I feel like I'm so in 3D because like 3D things are happening. Like I've got a baby that's literally screaming at me that I can't necessarily control with my mind. And then I've also got, the sickness that keeps happening, but I know all of this is me. So it's like this weird paradox of like, oh my God, I'm in this 3D reality, but also, holy fuck, like I know I can manifest and create anything. So I've been just trying to decode. Anyway, so one of the things that I taught my employee, Hope, shout out to you, babe, fucking love you. And one of the things that I was teaching her is like, everything is happening for you, for your highest good. Everything is happening because you're creating it. You're the creator of your reality. I truly believe we're God. Hence why I called Godwin God. Like, I truly believe we are so capable of creating anything. So I'm creating my sickness right now. I'm fully creating this victim mentality. And so the good news is I get to do a process on victim this week and I get to shift my reality. Now, will that mean that I clear up my sickness completely? It might. I'm going to be positive and choose a timeline where it does. And so then there's like this weird thing that happens because like I believe this so deeply, but then I also fucking have this thing show up like that. I'm always sick. So it's this weird paradox that keeps happening because in the past I would choose a timeline and it would happen. But now being a mum, I feel like I choose a timeline, it starts to happen and I come back into 3D. And so if my clients were telling me this, I would say, hey babe, keep raising your vibration. You need to find ways during your day for 2 minutes at a time that you can raise your vibration. And so I'm going to feed myself my own medicine right now and call myself out right now on this podcast. I have not been doing that. And as I'm telling you right now in this podcast, while I'm riffing right now, I'm like, why am I doing this? Oh my God. So anyway, I'm just going to give myself my own medicine. Natalie, your homework is literally to raise your vibration 3 times a day. Now, how are we going to do this? Natalie, how am I going to raise my vibration 3 times a day? This is how you're going to do it. You're going to get your phone out right now. If you're driving, please don't do this. But if you can pull over, or let's be honest, you're going to stop at a red light and you're probably going to do this anyway. Mum, I know you're listening. Mum doesn't love that I know that I do that. But let's be honest, we all fucking check our phones at a red light. If you say you don't, you're fucking lying. Maybe you do. Maybe you're a good citizen. I don't know. Okay, so I would put an alarm on 3 times a day. What that is going to do is that is going to allow you to stop for a moment and do a gratitude rant. Now, a gratitude rant can be as simple as this. I'm so fucking grateful for this podcast that I get to share and help reach people. I'm so fucking grateful for my little man who right now is sleeping. I'm so grateful for my husband that just put him down. I'm so grateful for all my team, all my community, and all my fucking raving fans. I'm so incredibly grateful for my dog who I love. I love that he licks my face as well. I know that's really weird, but I love it. I'm so grateful for my mom and dad. I'm so fucking grateful for my family. I'm so fucking grateful for my incredibly thick hair that is coming back, even though I've got this weird, mama growth coming in, you know what I mean, postpartum. And so a gratitude rant gets to be so simple and so quick. And I know that you have time for it, just like I have time for it, but I don't do it. Unless I'm really shitty and then I'm like, I need to do a gratitude rant. Or if Warren's really shitty, then I'm like, babe, what are you grateful for? And then we both go into a gratitude rant, which is also really fun. And it's something that I play with my niece when she comes over because she can talk. Now, my niece can talk. Sassy girl is 3 years old and she can have a yarn, this girl. And so what we do together is I'm like, what are you grateful for? And we do it with my whole family and it's such a beautiful game. So also a new game for you all, the gratitude rant. Now, as I'm telling you all of this, I want to just like loop back really quickly to the universe is always working with you. The universe isn't responding to what you are. The universe is responding to who you're being, which means When you show up in a high vibration, or when you show up in your authenticity, the universe is going to respond to that layer. And so, my babes, in my business, the reason I believe that I quantum shifted so quickly is because behind the scenes, I was always doing the work. I was always doing the processes. I always had this belief, like, what I do behind closed doors is what will then manifest and create as my reality. So in my biggest months that I ever made in my business, and even the best, most successful launches I ever had, I was literally doing all the inner work, like all of the spiritual, energetic work to manifest, to create, that then the reality became that. Does that make sense? So I became this version of me. And it's so interesting, over the last couple of months, I have not been doing this work. Truly, just the truth is, I've been tired. I've been in mum world, and I have not been doing this inner work. And it's so funny, Warren and I said a few weeks ago, we're like, we should start meditating together again. And just this last week, we have been meditating, and it's so different. Our relationship has gotten deeper just because of this 10 minutes we're spending together when Godwin's asleep. And actually, another thing we do at night as well, which is really, really, really beautiful, is we say to each other, what did you appreciate that I did today? So, really simple things like, I appreciate the fact that you fed Godwin today. I appreciate the fact that you took out the rubbish today. I appreciate the fact that you fed me another banana. I have an obsession with this pregnancy with bananas. I'm literally obsessed with bananas. I love banana bread, banana on toast, banana smoothies, banana in my mouth, banana lollies. I'm obsessed with bananas, okay? Warren and I do this every night, and it's just this little refresh of gratitude together, and it's also the recognitiveness of what we do for each other, which is just so beautiful. So again, inner world is always then coming back into our external world, which means every day we're just so grateful for each other, so that it's almost like we are now so good at just doing things for each other just because we really fucking love it, and then at the end of the day we get to talk about it, and it's just oh, I love you, which just alchemizes any shittiness that goes on as well. Because truly, that first 4 months of postpartum was so fucking challenging. Not sleeping, really figuring out the fact that we're fucking parents, navigating a big business, all these things. And then we implemented this probably, I reckon, Godwin's 5th month. And ever since, every single night is just this beautiful coming back to each other, and even during the day, if we've been super busy, it's a 5-minute connection time. Because, another thing we're actually also finding, I feel like I'm sharing all my deep, dark secrets right now. You are getting all my deepest, darkest secrets. We were both finding, we were both scrolling on our phones. And then I actually said to Warren one day, I was like, should we just connect instead? He's like, oh my God, I would love that. And then we just used to sit in a position called Yab Yum. So he sits and I sit over top of him. So this is a Tantra position. And we breathe together, and then we just do, what I appreciate about you today is this. What I appreciate about you today is this. What I appreciate about you today is this. And it's just this so beautiful, yummy connection time. So I just really wanted to share that with you. Okay, beautiful babes, to wrap this up in a bow, the universe mirrors your self-worth, your expectations, your emotional baseline. If you accept rejection, you will notice rejection. If you accept abandonment, you will notice abandonment. If you accept abundance, you will create abundance. So it is so important what you flood your subconscious mind with. Now, we know that our subconscious mind runs 90 to 95% of your programs, which means that if you truly believe that there is no money in the world, you will only see no money in the world. Versus one of the first things that I did when I was on my literally obsession to become a millionaire is I read the book Secrets to a Millionaire Mind. And I've spoken about this so many times over the last couple of years because this book fucking coded me. What it teaches you is that literally you tap your hands on your head and you say, I have a millionaire mind. 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 And what you do is when you see a Ferrari drive next to you, you say, I have a millionaire mind. When you see a really fucking hot bitch who is dressed up in Gucci, you say to yourself, I have a millionaire mind. So what you're doing is you're coding yourself to actually be able to receive this in your own reality. Because, of course, if you code yourself in your subconscious mind that you can create this, then you will then bring it to the consciousness, which then you will create it. And so, for those of you who know my story, I went from a $500 car right through to now we've got, Jags worth $170,000. We live in a $14 million house. I went from a $500 car and living in a house that had a bed and a desk and literally no oven, to being able to live in a $14 million home and, drive these beautiful cars that we drive and just live this incredible lifestyle. So why I'm telling you this is because it's so possible. Like, I was just a normal human that fucking shits in a toilet and has bad days and has good days, and it had a lot of trauma that I had to fucking figure out. And I was then able to have this incredible quantum shift, which is like so fucking unheard of, become a millionaire within like literally 2 years of my business. I was able to do that because I trained my mind. And so there's many things. Anyway, I could totally do another podcast about money. If you want to learn, if you want that, just comment down below on my YouTube channel, or even message me now. I want you to do a money podcast. And then if enough people message me and do that, I will do that, because it could be really cool. And I'll just give you the tips and the tricks that I literally did that recoded my mind. It's so fucking powerful. Anyway, my babes, I really hope that you got value from this. I want you to really, truly get in your heart of hearts that your whole entire reality can shift from you realizing that your perception is your projection. So you are the creator of your whole entire reality. And when you truly come into confidence with that, the universe will then also give you all these beautiful fucking lessons and gifts and synchronicities. And you're like, oh my God, I'm so in alignment, because the universe is here to work with you, my beautiful babes. Your guides want to work with you and through you and for you. And so thank you for listening. If this has helped you, please share this with one of your other mama friends. And I hope you have an amazing sleep, mama. You are doing amazing. I love you.